Oh, she's horrible. I've made a ghastly, ghastly mistake.
So today, Doomcock floated a rumor that Kennedy was given another 18 months, but she would have no power at Lucasfilm, but she'd still keep her title. This is a horrible, horrible look to the fans, okay? And it doesn't make any logical sense. He was told this by a contact who said they knew somebody in the meeting. I honestly, it's not what Sparrow said. Sparrow said to people when the five riders of the storm, aka the five horsemen, were asked, you will know when it's announced, which tells me the deal was already done. She's out. Okay, here's what the problem is. It doesn't make any logical sense to keep her around as a figurehead to save face. Remember, this was a woman who was given the opportunity at Star Wars Celebration to leave gracefully. A celebration for her, and instead she basically did what she wanted and announced movies that weren't going to happen, and talked about The Acolyte, which is a sizzle reel. I mean, the actors in the movie didn't even know what their characters did. And when you watch the interviews with them, they don't know what it's about. And, but Kennedy did that because she wanted to screw with Iger. She wanted to say, you can't push me out. I'm too strong and powerful. And then we saw him take away the Galaxy's Edge Hotel, which is her baby, and take the Willow streaming show off from Disney Plus. So, and then of course, and that was at the Indy 5 premiere in Cannes, and then at the Indy 5 premiere in LA, he had to do anything. Steven Spielberg erased her and her husband. And we all saw it, we all heard it. I don't have to play the video again. So why would you keep her around to save face? And again, remember, Sparrow knows what was said at both meetings, the first one and the second one. And it is very telling that he said that when the Nazgul were asked, what about Kathy? They said she's not a concern. And then they said at the second meeting, you're going to hear about it when it's officially announced, which tells me that it's already done. She's done, okay? So nothing in that statement to us was she's there for another 18 months, but she's a figurehead. Now I explain why her being a figurehead is a bad idea.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Kennedy literally can't help herself. Even as a figurehead, even with absolutely no power, she will continue to mess with John and Dave. She said to Iger and Chapek back in 2021, this nonsense will end or I will burn it down. And since then, she's been true to her word. She will keep allowing Jason Ward and Star Wars Direct, Bespin Bulletin, We've Got It Covered, Ain't It Cool News, and others that the Ray movie is real, that the Acolyte's coming, and that frames a narrative for the fans that, go to certain YouTube channels to believe that she's untouchable. All right? She's not untouchable. All right? In fact, I think Iger pretty much set her on fire and watched it without pouring water on it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell Steven Spielberg to go easy on her. He told perfectly well, Iger said, do whatever you want when you get up there. And because Spielberg knew what he was doing when he embarrassed her. Okay, so she's been embarrassed publicly twice. Okay, and now, we've got this rumor that they want to have her save face. That is something that it sounds made up to me. I gotta say that it doesn't make any logical sense because it doesn't, the fact that the meeting happened makes sense. It did. But what was reported to Doomcock doesn't make any sense because it doesn't fit Bob Iger's actions right now. He's been moving very quickly. Let me explain something. He can't afford to keep her around. He knows it, okay? He knows what she's capable of. She doesn't care if she's persona non grata at Lucasfilm. She doesn't care. She'll still fuck around because she'll still have people that are working there. They're loyal to her, not them. And that is the thing that I think people are forgetting when they talk about this stuff. And that's something that Doomy sadly didn't ask. Why would they keep her for 18 months, even as a figurehead, knowing she's capable of sticking her nose where it doesn't belong, knowing she's capable of meddling in projects that don't belong to her? Basically sabotage of the Book of Boba Fett, and other things, okay? So how would they, why would they keep her? See, and this is where what Doomy was told doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. It's not viable for a company in such big trouble like Disney to keep somebody who's lost them so much money. Iger, basically told her, you're not getting a break on this if Indy 5 doesn't break even. And it won't break even. It's got to make we're told anywhere between 1.2 billion before it breaks even or 950 million. And it's not going to make 950 million because it cost about, when you add the reshoots in, about $500 million to make. And so this is a very kind of weird add-on for somebody to walk in with to Doomcock with. And you got to remember, this fits right in with the black pills. They love this. They're like the military-industrial complex, propping themselves up with bullshit to keep their money going. I mean, Lockheed Martin had one of their most lucrative years ever because of what's going on in Ukraine. Okay, imagine the money being made because Kathleen Kennedy, even if she's a figurehead, which I can name the YouTubers, will say, she's still running Lucasfilm. Okay. And basically, they're surrendering a narrative to people who don't want Disney to do well. Okay. And they don't want Lucasfilm to do well. And with her being there, you're giving them ammunition to go after you. Look, this Bob Iger, the five horsemen, all have to know, if this rumor is true, that Kennedy is, even as a figurehead, even if they announce she's not running Lucasfilm, even if they try to assure the pissed off fans that they lose the narrative because she's still there. And people won't believe what they're saying about her. All right? Look, just because someone's on YouTube and says they're alternate media doesn't mean they don't really influence what people think. Okay? There's a reason why Elon Musk, the moment he sees, Twitter sees that you're a YouTuber, they'll put social influencer on your title. Okay? And this is where that rumor doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any business sense. Iger has to change it. That's why the five horsemen are there. It doesn't make any sense for the narrative that Disney wants to put out there. Why would Jon Favreau stick around if he had another 18 months to cool his heels waiting for that bitch to leave? All right? And, they could say, well, it's a transitory period. Bullshit. Presidents of studios come and go all the fucking time. Okay? So that reason concerning this rumor doesn't make any sense. The fact that Sparrow was at that meeting too, and nothing about 18 months was said. Okay? This is where I disagree with Doomy because I don't believe a word of it. I really don't. I don't think this rumor passes the smell test because of what's going on at Lucasfilm. It is unsustainable. You cannot run this company with her being there, even persona non grata. Her name is still there. There's a narrative that YouTube will use against you no matter how good your product is. Kathleen Kennedy, and she's the thing that causes all the trouble. So logically, you'd want her gone. And not metaphorically, but actually get the fuck out of here. Grab your stuff and go, you fucking bitch. Which is what I think Bob Iger probably said to her. I mean, look, I'm going to challenge people who actually might think this is true. And watch Doomcock when he talked about the meeting she had with him, Iger, where she was a real kind of a smart-ass bitch to him and smug. Why would you keep her around after that? Why would you let her save face? Okay. That alone doesn't make sense with the rumor. Okay. Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.